To be a good pool player, you must do more than just pocket the next object ball. You must be able to control the path of the cue ball and predict its endpoint. In this video, I will discuss a method of training yourself to recognize cue ball control possibilities. There are three factors affecting cue ball control. 1. The distance between the cue ball and the object ball. 2. The degree of the cut angle. And 3. The desired target for the cue ball. In pool, many shots are very similar, but only fractions of an inch can decide the difference between what you do with the cue ball and what is possible to do with the cue ball. And to be a successful position player, you have to train yourself to perceive these subtle differences so you can make the best decision when you're playing position. This diagram is an example of similar shots that require different treatment of the cue ball. The idea here is to pocket the object ball in the lower left-hand corner pocket, and then the idea each time is to bring the cue ball back up table to the right side of the side pocket. Now each time, due to the position of the cue ball, you have to do different things with the cue ball. For example, you're not going to be able to draw the cue ball straight back from the middle position there, the second position. You would have to go to the side rail and back up. In the following series of shots, I'm going to demonstrate what you have to do with the cue ball each time. In this first position, the cue ball is straight in. This is a straight in shot. There is no cut angle. So the only way to bring the cue ball to the row of paper or beyond is a straight, simple draw shot. Very limited option, hitting only below center cue ball. In the second shot, you have somewhat of a cut angle, and draw isn't really the best possibility. What you want to do is stun over to the side rail and employ some right English to bring it back up the table. In this third example, the cut angle is too drastic to draw or to stun, and in this example we're going to follow the cue ball, which means hitting the cue ball above center. We're going to cut the object ball in the same pocket and go 2 rails. Now it's important for you to gain a perception of when you need to make the transition between draw, stun, and follow on this particular shot. To be a good position player, it's really important to understand this next series of shots and to develop a perception for what you need to do with the cue ball depending on its position. The idea here is to pocket the object ball in the lower left-hand corner pocket and position the cue ball 6 inches to 12 inches away. To gain this position, there are 2 options. One is just simply stunning the cue ball over a few inches. The other option is stunning the cue ball to the short rail and coming all the way back to the desired position. The option that you choose here really depends on the severity of the cut angle. If the cut angle is very shallow, or another way of saying it, if the cut angle is close to straight in, it's very easy to control and you can just stun the cue ball over a few inches. However, the deeper the angle gets, the more severe the cut angle gets, the harder it's going to be to control that over a short distance. So the better option is to stun to the side rail and come back. It's really important to do a lot of experimentation because only maybe a fraction of an inch can decide which is the best pathway to take. You also have to realize that at some point neither option is possible the deeper or the more severe the cut angle becomes. In this first example, I'm almost straight in, so it's very easy to control the cue ball to get into my desired area. In this second example, I have a little more cut angle, but I'm still able to control it and just travel a few inches to my target or the endpoint that I've chosen for my cue ball. In this third example, the cut angle is such that I can't control it over a short distance, so I have to go one rail and then back. In this third series of shots, the objective is to pocket the object ball in the corner pocket and to leave the cue ball below the row of balls that I have set up on the table, which could represent the head string or the foot string depending. And in each shot, the degree of difference in the cut angle is very small. However, at some point, the degree of the cut angle will be such that I cannot control the cue ball. And that's what I'm trying to train my mind to perceive or to understand. At what point does this shot become impossible? And it's a very important perception for you to have, not only on this shot, but on other shots. This same type of experimentation can be applied to other similar shots. So be creative and come up with your own scenarios and compare the different pathway possibilities.